his father-in-law is here sitting on my couch, and he's telling me,
So giving up your entire life, your country, your family, and your savings, all for a fairy tale romance halfway across the world, only to realize the prince you chased might actually be your warden. We all know Jenny and Sumit from 90 Day Fiancé. Their love story was billed as the ultimate triumph against all odds, fighting against cultural boundaries, family rejection, and age gaps to finally be together in India. But what happens when the cameras turn off and the fairy tale shatters into a terrifying nightmare? Recent reports and a disturbing wave of rumors spreading across TikTok and Instagram suggest that Jenny's ultimate romantic sacrifice has turned into a desperate trap. Before we dive into this dark and shocking reality behind one of reality TV's most famous couples, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are dropping exclusive theories and deep dives into your favorite shows every single week, and you will not want to miss what we've uncovered today. Drop a comment below if you ever suspected something was off with these two, because the truth we are about to explore is beyond anything you could have imagined. But to understand how bad things have allegedly gotten, we have to look at the tragic twist no one saw coming. Just a few months ago, the reality TV world was shaken when Jenny revealed a heartbreaking health update. After months of troubling symptoms, slurred speech, and rumors of a stroke, she confirmed she had been diagnosed with ALS, a devastating and progressive nervous system condition. On the surface, and on their social media accounts, Sumit has been playing the role of the ultimate devoted caregiver. The couple has been posting updates, shutting down claims that she is entirely bedridden, and seemingly presenting a united front to the world. But according to a massive wave of reports and deep dive theories exploding on social media, that picture-perfect caregiver image might be a carefully constructed illusion. A viral video I came across on TikTok recently broke down some chilling allegations, suggesting that behind closed doors, the dynamic is far from loving. Rumors suggest that Jenny is rapidly losing her ability to communicate clearly, and instead of comfort, she is allegedly facing unimaginable mistreatment. The very man she sacrificed her American life for is now reportedly furious about being strapped to this situation. Yet, he isn't walking away. Why? Because the trap works both ways, and the contradiction here is staggering. Sumit doesn't just want out. Reports claim he wants a golden ticket, and Jenny is the only one who can give it to him. And what happened next would shock everyone. This brings us to a massive credibility dilemma for anyone watching this drama unfold. On one hand, you have the official narrative. Sumit is setting up fundraisers, cast members are rallying around them, and they are publicly asking for support to navigate mounting medical costs. They claim they are urgently trying to get Sumit a US spousal tourist visa so he can accompany Jenny back to America for specialized treatment. But on the other hand, a much darker, speculative narrative is brewing in the comment sections and gossip forums. It's been said that Sumit's sudden urgency to get to the United States has less to do with Jenny's medical care and entirely to do with finally securing his American visa. Fans are pointing out a glaring double bind. For years, Sumit claimed he never wanted to leave India. He fought tooth and nail to keep Jenny there, despite her begging him to move to the States. Now, suddenly, the visa is the only thing that matters. Rumors suggest that the situation in their household has become intensely toxic, with Sumit allegedly realizing that if Jenny's condition progresses too far, his chances of getting that visa vanish entirely. He is stuck playing the doting husband for the cameras and GoFundMe campaigns, because if the public turns on him, the funding stops. But behind the scenes, whispers claim he is aggressively pressuring a severely ill woman to figure out his immigration status. But that wasn't the whole story. The stakes have escalated to a point of absolute desperation. Medical care for a condition like ALS is incredibly expensive, and let's not forget, Jenny has no proper medical insurance in India. The financial drain on the couple is allegedly catastrophic, and their professional reality TV income is heavily dependent on their public image. This is where the rumors get truly disturbing. According to various Instagram leaks and insider speculations, the stress of this financial ruin and the ticking clock on the US visa have pushed Sumit over the edge. Reports claim that as Jenny lies in severe discomfort, struggling to even formulate words, Sumit is not by her side offering comfort. Instead, it's rumored he is constantly badgering her, demanding she pull strings, contact lawyers, and ensure his American paperwork is finalized before she loses the ability to help him entirely. The alleged emotional toll on Jenny is heartbreaking. She is reportedly trapped in a foreign country, isolated from her family, physically deteriorating, and allegedly being treated as nothing more than a passport vehicle by her husband. The whispers suggest that when she cannot give him the answers he wants, he simply abandons her in the room, storming off to his own business and leaving her entirely helpless. It's a chilling escalation from the quirky, stubborn younger man we saw on television to a man reportedly driven by pure, cold ambition. And what we found out about his mother's involvement takes this nightmare to an entirely different level. If there is one thing viewers of this franchise know for sure, it is the deeply strained and often toxic dynamic between Jenny and Sumit's family. For years, we watched Sumit's mother absolutely refuse to accept this relationship, making it her life's mission to tear them apart. But a recent explosive theory floating around Instagram has brought forward a concrete example of alleged behavior that is truly the knockout blow to this entire fairy tale. According to this but widely circulated narrative, Sumit's frustration reached a boiling point during a recent argument over the American visa paperwork. Speculation points to Sumit becoming so agitated with Jenny's physical inability to push the process forward that he entirely lost his temper. Observers and insiders discussing the situation claim he exhibited a terrifying lack of empathy, reportedly coming close to a physical confrontation before storming out of the house in sheer disgust. He allegedly left his physically helpless, severely ill wife completely alone and vulnerable just to go cool off at his shop. But the true horror of this rumor doesn't end with Sumit walking out the door. It's been said that the moment he left, the real nightmare began, as someone else allegedly stepped into that empty room to finish the argument. That someone was reportedly Sumit's mother. Anyone who has watched their journey knows she never truly accepted Jenny, often resorting to extreme emotional manipulation to break them up. But the buzz online suggests her recent behavior has crossed a line from overbearing mother-in-law to something far more sinister. According to a viral deep dive that broke down these alleged leaks, she walked right up to Jenny's bed, looking down at a woman who sacrificed everything for her son, and delivered a bone-chilling ultimatum. The rumor claims she told Jenny that she did not care how it got done, but her son was going to get that United States visa, and if Jenny could not make it happen, she was entirely finished. It is a staggering contradiction. For years, this family fought relentlessly to keep Sumit in India, crying and screaming that they would lose him to America forever if he stayed with this woman. Now, according to these dark whispers, they are allegedly treating Jenny like a hostage whose only ransom is a blue passport. The irony is as tragic as it is terrifying. A woman who left behind her own flesh and blood to be embraced by the man she loved is now reportedly trapped in a house with a family that only sees her as a tool for their own sudden ambitions. But that wasn't the whole story. When you look back at Sumit's history on the show, this alleged behavioral flaw starts to look less like a sudden change and more like a deeply ingrained character study. Longtime viewers have been pointing out on forums that Sumit's entire relationship with Jenny was built on a foundation of avoidance and deception. Let's not forget how they met. He catfished her using a fake identity, calling himself Michael Jones. When things got serious, he hid the fact that he was locked into an arranged marriage, letting Jenny move all the way to India only for her to find out she was the other woman. His pattern has always been the same. When the pressure gets too high, when the reality of his choices finally catches up to him, he panics, he hides, and he lies by omission. The current speculation fits this historical behavior perfectly. Fans are theorizing that Sumit never really wanted to be a full-time caregiver. He liked the idea of a rebellion against his parents, the thrill of the reality TV spotlight, and the financial perks of the show. But now that the cameras aren't capturing a quirky, unconventional romance and are instead faced with the grim, exhausting reality of a progressive nervous system condition, he is allegedly doing what he always does. He is running away. And leaving his mother to deliver the cruelest threats while his hands remain seemingly clean is the ultimate cowardly move. And what happened next would shock everyone. Despite these terrifying rumors circulating behind the scenes, Sumit has been trying to maintain a drastically different image online, leading to what many are calling a massive, failed emotional appeal. If you scroll through his recent social media posts, you will see a man desperately trying to project the image of a heartbroken, exhausted, but intensely loyal husband. He has posted updates asking for prayers, shared links for financial assistance, and tried to rally the fan base to support them in their darkest hour. He speaks about his pain, his fear of losing her, and his desperate need to get her back to the States for the medical care she supposedly needs. But the internet is not easily fooled, and the inauthenticity is starting to bleed through the screen. Comment sections that used to be filled with unwavering support are now littered with skepticism. Viewers are calling out the inconsistencies, questioning why he suddenly needs a spousal visa so urgently when emergency medical visas exist for this exact type of crisis. People are demanding to know why the narrative has shifted from getting Jenny care in India to uprooting a severely disabled woman halfway across the globe. The public is starting to sense the disconnect between the tearful videos and the cold, hard logistical push for his permanent American residency. The more he leans into the victim role, begging the public for sympathy and cash, the more fans are digging into the rumors of his alleged private cruelty. He is trying to orchestrate a narrative of a tragic romance, but the audience is overwhelmingly rejecting it, seeing nothing but a man trying to cash in his chips before the game is over. The thematic hypocrisy of this entire saga is what makes these alleged leaks so hard to stomach. For multiple seasons, the core moral of Sumit's storyline was his supposed unwavering dedication to his roots. We watched him repeatedly choose his parents' approval and his Indian heritage over Jenny's desperate pleas to move to the United States. He built an entire public persona around being the traditional man who simply couldn't leave his homeland, forcing Jenny to surrender her American life, drain her Social Security and retirement savings, and move across the world to accommodate him. But now, rumors suggest this was never about cultural loyalty. It was a calculated waiting game. Observers are pointing out the jaw-dropping hypocrisy of it all. The moment Jenny's health plummeted and she allegedly became a financial and physical burden, his supposed deep-rooted love for staying in India reportedly vanished into thin air. Reports claim he is now aggressively obsessed with extracting the one thing he supposedly never wanted: a US visa. The speculation paints a picture of a man who used a narrative of traditional values to trap a vulnerable, older woman, only to flip the script when the reality of caring for her became too heavy. The moral of this story has morphed from a tale of star-crossed lovers overcoming the odds into a chilling cautionary tale about the dangers of sacrificing your own security for someone else's terms. It's been said that the very family who screamed on television that American culture would ruin their son is now allegedly threatening an incapacitated woman to secure their golden ticket to that exact country. But that wasn't the whole story. The reality check of Jenny's current situation is where this alleged nightmare reaches its darkest and most devastating depths. Imagine the suffocating isolation she is reportedly experiencing right now. This is a woman who alienated her own family, specifically her fiercely protective daughter, to defend Sumit against all the glaring red flags. She burned her bridges, emptied her bank accounts, and gave up the safety net of the American healthcare system to live in a country where she has zero independent support system. Now, as she battles a ruthless, progressive nervous system condition, that isolation has become her absolute prison. Rumors suggest that as her ability to speak and move fades, so does any remaining shred of her autonomy. Insiders allege she is essentially bedridden in a house where the walls are closing in, surrounded by people who are reportedly calculating her worth strictly based on her passport. She cannot easily pick up the phone to call her daughter for a rescue because her voice is allegedly failing to the point of being entirely muffled. She cannot walk out the front door because her body is betraying her. There is a lot of buzz online that she is completely trapped in a foreign land, completely at the mercy of a mother-in-law who allegedly despises her and a husband who reportedly sees her as a ticking clock on his immigration paperwork. It is a level of vulnerability that is genuinely terrifying to think about, a complete and total isolation born out of the ultimate romantic sacrifice. And what happened next would shock everyone. We have finally reached the point of no return in this tragic narrative. The illusion of the 90-day fiancé fairy tale has been shattered permanently, and whatever happens next, there is no going back to the quirky, lovable couple the network sold us for years. Even if these desperate, alleged attempts to secure a US visa are successful, what exactly awaits Jenny back in America? Fans are heavily speculating that the moment Sumit's feet touch American soil and his paperwork is officially stamped, his need to play the devoted, caregiving husband completely evaporates. The terrifying reality is that this situation ends in tragedy either way. If they stay in India, reports claim she remains isolated and subjected to severe emotional extortion, while her health rapidly declines without proper specialized care. If they make it to the States, the whispers suggest she might be abandoned the second she is no longer legally necessary to him, left to navigate her toughest days with the devastating realization that her entire marriage was just a long-term transaction. This is no longer just reality television drama to be consumed with a bowl of popcorn. If these rumors are even partially true, it is an urgent, real-life crisis involving a profoundly vulnerable woman who has run out of time and options. The ultimate self-sabotage was believing that love could conquer all, without realizing that sometimes the person you are fighting the world for is the exact person setting the trap. The absolute cruelty of this alleged situation leaves us with so many disturbing, unanswered questions, and the complete silence from the network only makes the online speculation grow louder. If you found this deep dive into the shocking, hidden truths behind reality TV's most controversial couples eye-opening, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. We are exposing the unbelievable realities and exclusive theories that happen when the cameras stop rolling, and you absolutely need to be here for our next breakdown. Drop a comment below and let me know, do you think Sumit was playing the long game for a visa this entire time, or is the pressure of the medical situation just bringing out the absolute worst in him and his family? Stay tuned, stay curious, and I will see you in the next video.